ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯವನ್ನ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ಚಾನಲ್ ತಾಂತ್ರಿಕ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ Karnataka, Bengaluru is organized. This program is organized by the Technical Education Department of Karnataka. There, for the Polytechnic students, there is a course called Project Management and Valuation. Now, this is the 14th class I am teaching. Now, we have discussed till now so many issues related to construction management, project management. Now, in this class, I am discussing about the CPM, construction of CPM network diagram. Now, in the previous two classes, we have discussed about the CPM network, that is activity, that is event, and that is critical path method, and the techniques applied, and what are the advantages, what is the necessity of doing this. Now, we have discussed about it. Now, in the last class, in the 13th class, one example was solved how to construct that is network diagram, project network diagram, that is critical path network diagram. Now, today also I am going to discuss. I will explain one more example. Now, this example is taken from the textbook, that is the reference book, that is Estimation and Costing by Datta. Where there is one chapter called planning, that is network planning. Now, in that chapter, I have taken the data. And the problem is also taken from that. Now, I will explain now how to do this. What is the construction? How to construct the network diagram, and what are the advantages? What is the necessity of doing? That is, and how to arrive the shortest time, minimum time required to complete the project, and the longest path is called the CPF, that is critical path. How to find out the critical path and how to draw how to construct the network diagram. Now, I will discuss one by one. Now we'll see already we have discussed about it. Critical path method, critical path, and CPM method, that is PERT. Now, it is a technique. It is a technique applied to that is evolve the. It is the time. It is CPM network. It is the technique applied to evolve the time required to complete the project. Isn't that CPM? Whether CPM or PERT, now both are applied for construction of that is to find the that is shortest path or the minimum time required to complete the project. How we are going to plan it. Now, that is what we have here. Now, that is the development of CPM and PERT took place during the period 1950s. Both CPM and PERT involve the graphical representation of the interrelationship among the elements of the project, and an arithmetical procedure which identifies the relative importance of each element in the overall schedule. CPM and PERT are almost same with few differences. And the most important here in the CPM network, to construct the network, first let us understand the activity. An activity defines a job or action to be completed between two events within a project. The activity consumes time and money and is represented by an arrow indicating the sequence in which the event are to occur. Now, see, this is the activity between the two events, that is event 1 and event 2. Now, this is the activity that is to do the job, activity means to do the job, that needs resources. The resources may be money and time. The resources, not money we are investing on that is indirectly the materials are consumed, isn't that? The action taken to complete the event, isn't that? Now, for example, construction of the foundation or construction of lintel is the element of the project or construction of a building. Now, therefore, construction of the foundation is an event. That is, constructing the foundation is the activity. Now, after completing, that is event, we can see, whereas the activity we can't see, we are doing it. The job is done. ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? Event ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. Okay, and this activity is indicated by that it is by an arrow, is it not? And this arrow it indicates the progress of the path, is it not? Which step first, which step is to be done, and which has to be taken up later. Now this indicates this is a relative. There is a relation between the act, that is activity A and activity D, is it not? This is the successor activity and this is the predecessor activity. ಇದು ಇಂದಿನ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ, ಇದು ಮುಂದಿನ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ಇಂದಿನ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಮುಂದಿನ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆದ ನಂತರ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಜಾಬ್, then we can go to the superstructure, isn't it? So therefore there is a relation among the elements, various elements, isn't it? Therefore activity means that is now this is shown here. It is the duration of the time in minutes, isn't it? Maybe hours, maybe days, maybe months. To do this job, to construct, to do this job, these action taken to complete this event. Now this event, now this is the time required and this is the name of the activity, isn't it? Now therefore activity is defined the job or action to be completed between two events. That is one event and two events. That is one event and another event. That is between two events, the action is taken. Now this is called activity, isn't it? To complete the activity, to do this activity, the time required is 7 days or 7 units. To complete this C activity, the time required is 4 units, isn't it? And also the diagram signifies the sequence of the activity and how each succeeding event is dependent on the preceding event. Proceed from event 1 to 2, it is necessary to carry out the activity 1 and 2. There are certain fundamental relationships between event and activity without understanding of which any network diagram cannot be drawn. So therefore it is necessary to understand the network diagram, isn't it? That is, one is activity, the other one is event. Now an event is defined as an accomplishment in planning a project. The event is recognizable as a particular instant of time. After some time, a job is completed. Then that is called the event, isn't it? The event is done, one event, that is completed job. That it is called the event. The beginning and end of the job activity. Beginning and end, there is the event. This is the activity. This is activity. Number of jobs are event. An event represents a point signifying the completion. So some activities event is usually represented by a circular node in the network. Now this is called the event. Sometimes it is the node. It is also called node. Now here, now this is the activity taking place from 1 to 2. Now this is the activity and these are the events. The circular nodes are the events. Okay, in drawing network diagram, besides observing the relationship of event and activities, it is essential to accept the convention that time flows from left to right and that succeeding events have number higher than that of the preceding. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಹಿಂದಿದು ನಂಬರ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಮುಂದಿನ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿದು ನಂಬರು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Now this is the one example I have taken. House construction, network diagram, house building, network diagram to prepare. Now these are the activities. What are the activities? That is the plan. That is clearance of site, earthwork, then procurement of materials, then laying of foundation, procurement of bricks, erection of building, then laying of conduit pipelines for electrical wires, laying of electrical wires, then laying of the drain pipes and sewage systems, then laying of water pipelines and sewage systems, and connecting building to electricity and water and finishing. So these are the various elements in the construction activity of a construction of building. Now these are the elements, that is activity A. Activity A is study the plan. Activity B, clearance of site. Activity C, that is earthwork. Activity D, that is procurement of the materials. And activity E, laying of foundation. And activity F, that is procurement of bricks. And G, erection of building. And H is laying of H1, laying of conduit, that is pipelines for electrical wires, and H2, laying of electrical wires, cabling, cable run madantadu. Then that is I1, laying of drain pipes and sewage system, and the I2 is laying of water pipelines and sewage system, connecting. J is connecting building to electricity and water. Now the 10th last one, that is K is, that is finishing. Finishing means painting, clearing sites. Now these are the various elements. Now this is one example we have taken this. It may be divided into number of other elements also. Whatever way the way in which you would like to distribute, now you can do it. Now because you are the engineer and you are the authority, you are the project in charge. Therefore, depending upon the volume of the work and depending upon the time available, you have to decide. Now you have to divide the elements of the building. Isn't it? Now, for example, we have taken this. Now, see the construction of network. How to construct the network of, that is CPM network for this elements. Now these are the given data, that is activity and activity description. That is how to construct. See, after constructing the network diagram, now this looks like this. Now this is the network diagram. Now the path is from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 2 to 4, and that is 4 to 5, then 5 to 7, 5 to 6, 6 to 8, 7 to 8, and 8, 9, 9, 10. How to construct this? Now this is this is what we have to understand now. How to construct the network diagram. Isn't it? That is good. Now here you can recognize here arrow indicate the sequence of activity. Arrow indicate the sequence of activity, and the circles and numbers indicate events and sequence of events. This is the event 1, event 2, event 3, event 4. Circle and number this indicates. And alphabet symbols A to K, from A to K. Alphabets from A to K indicates, that is symbols A to K indicates each activity in sequence. This is the order, in the order which comes first and which comes next. Now that is the order, that is in sequence, one after the other. Got it? Now this is the output. Now let us see how to construct this network, how to prepare the CPM network. Isn't that? I will tell you now one by one. Now you will see. Now this is the, once a project is planned in terms of events and activities, it is necessary to plan time required for completing each activity. Time required for completing each job, that is activity, has to be fixed with reference to the attainable factors. Reach ಆಗುವಂತ ಆಲೋಚನೆಗಳನ್ನು ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ attainable, reach ಆಗುವಂತದ್ದು. Whatever you plan, you must reach to that point. You have to complete that event. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ನೀವು ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೌಂಡೇಶನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸೂಪರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ, ಒಂದು 30 ದಿವಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕಿದ್ನ, ಬಟ್ you must think before saying that you can complete this within 30 days. Isn't it? That you have to plan properly. Attainable factors. Now you may need to consider so many factors: money availability, material availability, men availability. You have to check for all these things. Isn't it? Therefore, a too short time or a too long time will prove unrealistic. Isn't it? ಬೇಗ 10 ದಿವಸ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತೇನೆ ನಾನು, ಅಥವಾ 1 ವರ್ಷ ಬೇಕು, 3 ತಿಂಗಳು ಬೇಕು. Now they are unrealistic. Isn't it? How you are going to judge this? ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾವ ತರ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? How you are going to judge it? ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು time ಬೇಕು, how much time you need to do it. That is decided by whom? That decided by the project engineer. Who is going to prepare that network diagram. Now that based on the time duration has to be fixed with reference to the experience, with reference to ಅನುಭವ, ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಅನುಭವ ಮತ್ತು ಜನರಲ್ ಅವೈಲಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಮಟೀರಿಯಲ್, men and material and completion of procedure after time durations of each activity is estimated. This is not very carefully you have to judge. Now please understand the main object of this network diagram is to complete the project within the specified time. Therefore, for each activity you have to allocate, you have to plan the time required to complete each activity. This is not each and every activity you have to plan properly, then you have to execute it, complete it. Then we can become that is best, that is project manager or best civil engineer. Then estimated earliest and latest event time for each activity can be estimated by adding up duration of the various activities. Now we'll see how to do this. Now the analyzing the network total project time is the shortest time in which the project can be completed. Now this is determined by a sequence of activities and known as critical path. Now is to find out the critical path. In the example for construction house building, let us allot the time schedule as shown in the table. You look at the table now. The same, that is same data what we have discussed earlier in the previous slide. The same thing we are continuing here. Now here event number, event 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, then 2 to 4, then 4 to 5, that is 2 to 5, then 5 to 8, like So please go through this, and these are the activity symbols. Already we have discussed about this activity symbol, and this is the description, isn't that? Now here the time is allotted by the expert. Time is allotted by the expert. Who is the expert? Expert is the civil engineer or the project engineer. Isn't that? Project engineer. Don't think that this is applicable only for the construction of the building or only for the project construction of bridges or roads. Now for each and every activity, for each and every in the industry, running the industry, to set up the industry. Now wherever you need to the manpower, everywhere we can apply this technique. Isn't that? Now mainly this is useful and employed by civil engineers, the project engineers. Isn't that? Now therefore the time allotted, study plan layout, one number of days, 1 day, clearance of site 2 days, earthwork excavation 7 days, procurement of material it is 2 days, laying of foundation it is 10 days required, procurement of bricks 20 days, erection of building that is 30 days, and laying of conduit pipes for electrical wire 12 days, laying of electrical wires 3 days, laying of drain and sewage system 10 days, isn't that? Laying of water pipelines and taps 3 days, connecting building to electricity and water it is 4 days, and finishing needs 10 days. Now this is the time allotted by whom? Now this is the data prepared by whom? This is the data prepared by the that is engineer, isn't that? Engineer or project engineer or expert, isn't it? Now this is the output after completing the network diagram. Now this is the output of the diagram. We will see how to do this one by one. Let us check it out. See, now this is the number 1 to 2. Please note how to construct the network. Now I am explaining how to construct the network diagram. Isn't it? Number 1, that is number 1 activity, that is event number 1 to 2. Activity is A, and that is the layout plan layout. Number of days required 1. Therefore you have to start from this. Isn't it? This is the activity, the event, then activity name and the duration of the act. Isn't it? Can you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, let us go to the second column, second row, that is 2 to 3, that is activity B, and description is clearance of site. Number of days required?
2 days.
2 days. Therefore, See, now this is the already we have drawn this. This is the second activity, second activity. Now that is how you have to draw this. Second activity, B activity, number of days required. So this is the method applied and applied to calculate or to prepare the or to draw the network diagram. And similarly, in the third column, third row, that is 3 to 4, C, that is earthquake excavation, number of days required? 7 days. Therefore, C, that is 1, 2 is done, and third one is third activity, the C activity required 7 days. That is between 3 and 4. Big note, 3 and 4. And similarly, if you go to the next column, next row, that is 2 to 4, the event number, 2, event 2 to event 4, that is activity symbol is D, procurement of materials. Number of days required? 2. Therefore, see, now this is the number of days required. Now we are drawing the network diagram. Please note. And similarly, when you go to the next row, that is 4 to 5, that is activity symbol is the laying of foundation. Laying of foundation, that is 10 days required. To 10 days required, therefore, see, now this is the activity 4 to 5. You please note the sequence, that is 4 and 5, 4 to 5, 4 to 5, from starting from 4 and reaching the 5 node 5. Now this is the activity, it is E, take place in 2 days. And further if you move, that is 2 to 5, that is F, procurement of bricks, which needs 20 days, isn't it? Now therefore, now if you go to the, that is, now you please note 2 to 5, the event number 2 to 5, that is F activity, that is procurement of bricks, needs 20 days. Therefore, draw this diagram, that is activity, this arrow, that is 2 to 5, 2 to 5. That is F activity, number of days required? 20 days. And similarly, further, it is 5 to 8. 5 to 8, that is event 5 to event 8, is activity G, and that is erection of building, that is needs 30 days. Therefore, now you draw this line, that is 30 days, that is activity symbol, it is arrow, you draw this line, isn't it? G activity, time required 30 days, from 5 to 8, 5 to 8. And similarly, if you go further, 5 to 6 and 6 to 8, H1, H2, activity H1, laying of conduit pipe, electrical wire, and laying electrical wire. It is only to lay the pipes, and this is to lay the wires, electrical wires. It is 5 to 6, 6 to 8. Number of days required. This is 12 days required, and here 3 days. 3 days. Therefore, please note here 5 to 6. Event number 5 to, that is the starting event, and this is the ending event. Therefore, please now 5 to 6 is it not 5 to 6? Now this is H1, that is 12 days required, and C, and 6 to 8. 6 to 8, it is H2, that is 3 days are required. Is it not? And further, if you move, if you come to the next row, that is 5 to 7, that is I1, and 7 to 8 is the I2. This is laying of drain and sewage system. This is laying of water pipelines and taps. So the time required is here for 10 days, and for this time required is 3 days. So therefore, please plot 5 to 7. Draw the activity, that is 5 to 7, the activity I1, and number of days required 10 days. And similarly, from 7 to 8, draw this activity line, activity arrow, that is that I2, activity name is I2, and the time required is 3 days. Isn't that? And similarly, you further proceed, that is 8 to 9, that is J activity, and the time required is 4 days. Time required is 4 days. Now, then you look at this. Now, after doing this, from 8 to 9, please note from which event it starts and at which event it closes. Therefore, from 8 to 9, the activity is J. Therefore, you please got 4 days. Now you do now draw this activity arrow. And similarly, further, if you go to the last row, that is 9 to 10 and K, activity name is K, that is finishing work, number of days required, time required, 10 days. Therefore, you please draw this line. This is not, this is arrow, this indicates now K, that is 10 days, is it not? Now this completes the network diagram. This completes the network diagram. Now this is how you have to prepare the that is CPM network diagram. Now after doing this, now we have to ascertain. See, after completing the network diagram, now we have to ascertain what is the time required. What is the time required to complete the project? That is one task we need to do it. Have you understood the plotting of this diagram? CPM diagram? For the given data, you just plot according to the given data, isn't it? That very carefully you have to judge the path of the events and activities and draw this network diagram. This is the network diagram, isn't it? Now from this, now we have to analyze, isn't it? We have to analyze now which is the best path and which is the critical path. What are the other paths? Now we have to identify that. Now we will see what are those identified. Now we will find out the time required, total time required from 1 to 2 is 1 day, and 2 to 3 is 2 days, 3 to 4, 7 days. Now we have to find out the total time required to complete the project. Total time required. Now each element, each activity, time is allotted by you. Now we have to come. We must calculate what is the time required to complete the whole project, isn't it? From 1 to that is 10. Event number 1 to starting from event number 1 to reaching event number 10. Now what is the procedure to be followed and how we have to calculate it. Now if you sum up each and every item, the number of days required will be more. Now let us see how to do that, isn't it? Now what is the time required, or the longest path, or the minimum time required to complete the project, we'll work out, we'll calculate it, isn't it? Now see, this is the data given, isn't it? This is the data given. For this we have plotted the network diagram is done. Now let us see next one. See, now this is the network diagram. This is the network diagram. Now just we have plotted. And see, now this is the output. This is the output. The time required to complete each activity. And the time required when we can start the next activity. When you can complete. What is the time available for the previous activity? Now all these things are listed here, isn't it? I think you are looking at these things now. Now there are some squares, there are some triangles. Have you seen this? And we have the figures, isn't it? Now please note here, the arrows indicates sequence of activity. Arrows indicate the sequence of activity. That is arrow from year to year, from here, like this is the path. This is the path of the project. Now this is how we are moving like this, in this way, isn't it? And the alphabet symbols A to K indicate each activity in sequence, one after the other, isn't it? And circles and numbers indicate events and sequence of events. This is 5, 6, 7, 8. Now these are the and thick black line. No, not indicated here. I will show later. I will keep this pending. These thick black lines indicate critical path. Now that is modified. I will tell you later where is that. And rectangles indicate the earliest event time. Rectangle, earliest event of time. Vega, ಯಾವಾಗ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಂತ earliest event ಯಾವಾಗ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಮುಗಿತದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಯಾವಾಗ ಶುರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, that is the earliest, isn't it? And the triangle indicate the latest event, isn't it? What is the latest event? ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಾಯಬಹುದು ಮತ್ತು ಯಾವತ್ತು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ, isn't it? And the activity symbols D, E, F, G, I are non-critical flow activities that I will discuss it later, little later. Okay. Have you seen this diagram? When you look at this diagram, there are, it looks like there are so many circles and many rectangles, many triangles, but it is simple to do this job, isn't it? Simple to do this. Let us see how to do this. How to do this and how to calculate the time required to start and time required to complete the project. Which activity can be started? ಯಾವ ಕೆಲಸ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವುದು ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ? ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ? ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು will assess that. We will find out. Now see, therefore, now this is the output. This is the final output. It will come like this. Now how to arrive this? ಇದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದು? ಇದನ್ನ ಯಾವ ತರ ಇದು ಹೇಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ I will tell you one by one. ಇದನ್ನ now see, the first, the time required to complete the event now activity 1, or to reach from activity 1 to 2, how many days are required? 1 day is required. Suppose if you move, that is now the activity 1, that is now therefore time required to complete this activity is how many days required? 1 day. 1 day is required. See, now further we will see. Now to reach this point, to reach this event, now what is the time required? That is 1 plus 2. Therefore, what is the time required here?
3 days.
3 days are required. Isn't that? And similarly, further if you move, that is, now to reach the event 4, to the node 4, now what is the time required? That is 1 plus 2 plus 7. Therefore, how much time required? 10 days required here. Isn't that? See, this is 10 days, but whereas there is another path, it is 1 plus 2. We can move in this path also, no? Therefore, what is the time required to reach this point? If you are moving, now therefore maximum time required to reach this point is 10 days. Isn't that? Now therefore, now the maximum time, always the maximum time should be indicated in the square. Isn't that? Maximum time should be indicated in the squares. Now therefore, the time along this path, if you go 1 plus 2 plus 7 is equal to 10. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Therefore, what is the maximum time available? 10 days available to reach this point. Isn't that? Therefore, you will get some extra time to do this activity. You will get some. Now, when you reach this, it requires 1 day. When you reach this point, now it is not. The time required is 10 days. Therefore, the time required to do this activity is 2 days. Isn't that? 2 days are required, but still we have time. Isn't that? Time. How much time we are saving here now? So still we have time to start this activity. We can start this little later. Isn't that? Now therefore, then further, if you go ahead, see now this is 1 plus 2 plus 7. That is 10 days. 10 plus. Therefore, time required to reach this. When can we reach this node? When can we complete this event? This event can be completed after 20 days. Isn't that? 20 days. Now, this is the one path. That is 1 plus 2 plus 7. That is 10 plus. Isn't that? There is another path. 1 plus 2 plus 10. How much time? 30 days. 13 days. Isn't that? Therefore, we have sufficient time to start this activity. Isn't that? Therefore, see, now after completing this activity, we can start this activity. This activity can be commenced. Therefore, to reach this, to complete the activity up to here, the time required is 20 days. See, there is another path available here, that is 1 day plus 2 days is equal to 3 days. Therefore, we have time to do this activity. Isn't it? Now, when you reach this point, this requires 20 days. But here there is too many time is available here to do this activity. Now that is the extra time available for this activity, isn't it? And similarly, now further if you move, now if you reach this point, now to reach this node, what is the time required? 20 plus 12 days, therefore 32 days, isn't it? 32 days. Now similarly, now if you reach this point, what is the time required here? That is 20 plus 10. 20 plus 10, 30 days, isn't it? Now similarly, if you move ahead, now to reach this part, to reach this node, to complete this event, what is the time required? Time 32 plus 3, isn't it? 33. There is some wrong here. 32. Yeah. There is some error here. No. Now this is the H2 event. H2 event. What is the time required? H2 event time required. No, there is some error because not edited here. That we will see. I will find out. H2. Now we will see. No. Now here 32. 20 plus 12, 32, and this is 32 plus, no, it is probably this is 30. No, I will find out. There is some error in this number of days. H1, H2. No, let me check with that. Not edited. 20? Okay, I will check with that. H1, H2. H1, I2. H1? No, procurement of bricks. No, yeah, I'll come to that. Yes. Yeah, I'm right. Okay. 1 minute. Yeah. See? Yes. Now, if you come through this path, the time required is 32 plus 3, 35 days. If you go through this path, the time required is 20 plus 10, 30 plus 5, 35. But whereas 20 plus 30 is equal to 50, isn't it? Therefore, we have sufficient time to do this activity, isn't it? That is 20 plus 30, 50 days. And further, see, to complete this event, the time required is 54 days, isn't it? Now, similarly, to complete this event, the time required is 64 days. 54 plus 64. Isn't it? Now, this is the network diagram. Now, that is the earliest time we can complete. Now, this is the time we can complete this 64 days are required. There, and now if you go back, this is the backwards calculation. This is the forward calculation. The square boxes are forward calculations, and these triangles are backward calculation. There is a minimum time, the minimum period. Now when can we start this activity? Now therefore, that is 64 days. Now both are 64, and here 54 days, 54 days. Now if you come to this point, now you see the time required is 50. Isn't it? So if you deduct this 50 minus 5, 50 minus 5, 45. That is 45 minus, now we have 45 minus, that is 10. 45 minus 10, 35. That we have here to reach. Now if you go along this line, that is 50 minus 30, that is 20 days. Now if you go from the, if you come along this path, it is 50 minus 3, that is minus 12. Isn't that? Now we'll see what we are going to get it here. See, this is 45, 50 minus 3, 47, and similarly, now this is 50 minus 30, 50 minus 5, it is 45, and then further, now this is 20. Now if you, that is a minimum time should be indicated here. Isn't that? The minimum time must be indicated in the triangle. Now it is a backward calculation. When you reach this point, that is 20. That is the minimum time. And if you reach this point, to come back, now that is 20 minus 10. It is 10. This is the, and similarly, that is 10 minus 7. 10 minus 7, that is 10 minus 7 means that is 3, and similarly that is 10 minus 2. 10 minus 2 is how much? Isn't it? But that is 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. Now similarly, now see, now 0. At the end we are going to get the 0. Isn't it? Now this is how we have to calculate the, that is earliest time and starting time. Now this is the output. Now see, there are many paths here in the network diagram. We have path. That is one path. Now this will go like this. You please recognize the different color. That is red color. Now from here to here, this is the path. Isn't it? This is one path. Now to calculate this path, that is A, B, C, D. That is A, B, C, E, G, J, K. Now the number of days equal is 64. This is the one path. Similarly, another path this is, that is 1 plus 2 plus 10, then plus 30 plus 4 plus 10. The number of days required is 57 to complete this project, isn't it? And similarly, we have the another path. Now this is path 1, that is 1 plus 2 plus 30 plus 4 plus 10. It comes to 47 days, isn't it? Similarly, there is another path. Now this is 1 plus 2 plus 10 plus 5 plus 4 and plus 10. Now therefore time required to complete to reach this point, that is 32 days. Similarly, we have another path. There are many paths available here. That is 1, 2 and then 12, 3, 4 and 10. Isn't it? This is another path. Now this is 32 days are available here. Isn't it? Now therefore, now please note when you look at this, now this the paths, the different paths. When you look at these different paths, you just check what is the time required to complete the project. Now what is the maximum time required to complete the project? That is 64 days. Therefore, the path which shows the 64 days is the critical path. Isn't it? Now, what about other paths? The other paths are non-critical paths. Now this path is critical path. The other paths are non-critical path. Isn't it? And similarly, now you can see this. Now this is the critical path. Isn't it? 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, and 5 to 8, and 8 to 9, and 9 to 10. Now this is the critical path. Isn't that? Now this will be this. Now this is how you can plot and how you can calculate the number of days. It is called the longest path. The longest path which consumes more time, and that is the minimum time required to complete the project. Longest path, that is sum of all the activities along the longest path. Now that is A, C, A, B, C, E, then G, J, K. Now this is the critical path. Now all these paths, other path, we have another path also, that also can be worked out. But there is another path like this. So this will go. There are paths like this. We can calculate that also. But now here, this is the 64 days. Is the critical. This is the A, B, C, E, G, J, K. Now this is the critical path. This is how we can arrive and we can calculate the critical path. Isn't it? And the number of days required to complete the project. Isn't it? This is the outcome. This is how we can calculate and we can plot the network diagram. Isn't it? This is best used in all the activity projects. Isn't it? Maybe a government project, maybe a private project, whatever, wherever you will go. Now this can be employed and we can evolve and we can find out the time required to complete the project. And please note, this is not designed by somebody. The project engineer is designing this network. The project engineer is allotting the time required, isn't it? So therefore, nobody is enforcing on you to do this. No, you must do like this only. Again, you want to become the force model. You are the engineer. You have prepared the drawing. You have prepared the design. You have prepared the specification, and you have identified the materials availability. You have identified the men availability, technology availability. Then you decide when you can complete the project and assign the time for each activity, then plot this network. Now this network diagram will give you the critical path and the minimum time required. Now now you what we have to understand here. Now see, now this is one activity. You have sufficient time to do. Is it not? Now when ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಟ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 10 ದಿವಸ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕೇ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದದ್ದು 2 ದಿವಸ ಮಾತ್ರ. Is it not? ಆ 8 ದಿವಸ ನಿಮಗೆ ಟೈಮು free time is available. Is it not? And similarly ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ it needs 20 days. 20 days ಇದೆ. ಇದು ಈ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂದು ನಿಮಗೆ 1, 2, 3 ದಿವಸ. There are 20. You have 7 days, 17 days to do. Is it not? Got my mind? No, we have to plan the activities parallelly and execute it. Is it not? That is the main objective. That is to complete the project within the shortest time. Is it not? Okay. Now let us discuss a little more about this same problem. Now earliest time and how to calculate the earliest starting time and earliest finish time. Now all those things we'll discuss in the next class. Is it not? Monday we'll discuss about it. Thank you very much for everybody. Thank you. Thank you.